Welcome to Bonnie's Beat. Today you get two Bonnies for the price of one. I'm Bonnie Squires. I'm the host producer of Bonnie's Beat. We're coming to you from Radnor Studio 21 in the heart of Wayne. We'd like to bring you people who are doing important things for the community, in the community. And March has a lot of observances. One of them is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So we've got a champion who's here with us today, the other Bonnie, Bonnie Grant, who is, I have to read your title correctly, Bonnie Grant. She's the executive director of Philadelphia Life Sciences, which is a division of the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau. Hi, Bon.
Hi, Bonnie. How are you?
First of all, tell people what the Philadelphia Life Sciences Division is.
Well, the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau is charged with bringing meetings and conventions to Philadelphia, and the Life Sciences Division focuses on anything medical, healthcare related, life sciences related. As you know, that is big business for conventions.
Big business.
Yeah, there
thousands of people.
Yes, there are lots of citywide conventions. One of our crowning jewels was having the Bio Convention here in 2015 at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, which has 16,000 attendees and is a $40 million economic impact. So that's my area of focus, and I promote all of the great assets in the region with our 6 medical schools, 100 hospitals, 22 nursing schools, our research institutions, our academic audiences, and we promise a great convention experience for these people.
But you also do a lot of awareness raising and you champion various causes. Because March is National Colon Cancer Awareness Month, you've got a girlfriend, Maria Grasso, who did something terrific.
Maria Grasso did something amazing. She was inspired and moved by the loss of her father and her grandfather to colon cancer. And in 2009, she launched Get Your Rear in Gear Philadelphia.
Wait. Get your rear in gear. Try saying that 10 times in a row without mixing up. Get your gear in rear. Okay.
Get your rear in gear here in Philadelphia. Oh. It is her 8th race this year. And since then, they have raised close to $2 million that
Fantastic.
Stays in this region to help with awareness, education, research, and patient care. And every year, it's usually in March. But this year, Maria and her team, they are going to march on into April. And the race is on April 3rd, Sunday, April 3rd at Memorial Hall in Fairmount Park. And we expect close to 5,000 participants.
And people pay to join a team, correct?
They can join a team or they can register as an individual. It's $27 to register, and that registration, early registration, expires on Easter, March 27th at midnight. And then it's $35 on-site registration. And on-site registration begins at 7 a.m. on Sunday, April 3rd.
And what are the corollary activities along with the race?
Well, it's really important to Maria that she raises the visibility of the importance of early screenings and the importance of detecting colon cancer early, because amazingly, the second leading cause of cancer is 90% treatable and curable if it's caught early. So on site, she's going to have a lot of education tents with her partners. Her partners are the biggest research institutions in Philadelphia, such as Thomas Jefferson University, Penn, and Fox Chase Cancer Center, Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the American Cancer Society, and more. And they are going to be on site with education tools for people. There's going to be a lot of activities. It's a family day, and there will be children's activities. There's not only a 4-mile run for the runners, there is a 2-mile remembrance walk to honor survivors and those who have been impacted by colon cancer, and angels and warriors. And there is also a kids fun run for kids. So it's going to be a jam-packed day. There's going to be food trucks on site that give a percentage back to Get Your Rear in Gear Philadelphia. And she also gives 2 very special awards out every year. And one goes to someone who has been impacted by colon cancer, whether they're a survivor, a patient, or an advocate, and one goes to a caregiver. And it's called the Maud Daniels Award and the Guardian Angel Award. And nominations are being accepted through March 18th. So if anyone has a colon cancer hero in their lives, they should nominate them.
And where would they send the nominations to?
They can go to the website on getyourrearandgear.com/Philadelphia and click on the awards, and they can submit a short essay, 300 words or less, about the colon cancer hero.
Okay. You've also got something on March 21st. You got a big fashion show coming up.
So Maria's work with her partners and sponsors has been amazing, the support that they give. So she does do a VIP event for those people who support Get Your Rear and Gear every year. This year they're going to do a fashion show sponsored by Macy's on March 21st at the Independence Visitors Center, and it is going to feature On the Runway for Colon Cancer. And it is going to be survivors modeling those fashions, whether it's sports, whether it's, dress wear. They're going to be picking out the outfits, and each institution that she works with, that she donates money to for their programming, they have chosen survivors.
That sounds wonderful.
It is. It's going to be a great event, and it's all leading up to what happens on April 3rd. So there's various activities. Colon cancer affects 135,000 Americans every year.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's
and
a lot.
Her purpose is to get the word out about early screenings. Early screenings save lives.
The problem has always been that they make you take that horrible medication, and you lose like a day of your life prepping for that test. Because I remember the first time that I wanted to get a colonoscopy, because I read all the literature and everybody says you have to do it. I got so deathly ill from the first couple of swallows of whatever it is they make you drink that I thought I was having appendicitis. And I made my husband cancel my appointment.
Really?
And yeah, I was deathly ill and deathly afraid. And then years later, I said, I kept writing myself notes every year. You must get a colonoscopy this year. You must get a colonoscopy. But then when I finally did, it's a good thing I did, because they got to me in time.
So you're a survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It made all the difference getting that
sure.
colonoscopy and finding that as early as you likely did.
Yeah.
And, that's what we have to do. I'm a 16-year breast cancer survivor, and I thank it to the great institutions here treated at Fox Chase Cancer Center, and the team that I had was amazing. But
They now belong to Temple University.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. Where I graduated from. So 2 institutions to whom I owe my life to. And, it's all about being vigilant and listening to your body and really paying attention to these awareness campaigns. It's not for naught that these awareness campaigns are out there. And colon cancer, as I said, 90% curable if caught early. And tragically, if it's not caught early, it can have any kind of outcome.
All right. Well, let's let people know who Bonnie Grant is, because you've had a career in public service.
I have. I've worked in public relations for probably the last 25 years in higher education, and I served as deputy city representative under 2 mayors, Mayor Edward Rendell and Mayor John Street.
And by the way, if Bonnie looks familiar to you, it's because you saw her in front of Independence Hall giving out the Liberty Medal for many years.
That was one of Philadelphia's greatest events and continues to be. Celebrating the 4th of July here in Philadelphia
Yes.
at America's birthplace is just amazing. And I know that the new administration under Jim Kenney will do a fabulous job with that. So, but we're not only the birthplace of American history, we're the birthplace of American medicine. So we have the first hospital, the first children's hospital, the first medical school, the first medical library, the first college of pharmacy, and much more. So when conventions come here, it's an educational experience, and we have a lot to show with our history.
And Bonnie also, in one of her many pro bono activities, she's a past president of the Philadelphia Public Relations Association. and we've both been involved for many years with PPRA. And it's okay to talk about the Democratic National Convention, which is coming to town with how many thousands of people?
Close to 50,000 people are expected in Philadelphia at the end of July this year. And as
July
you
25th to 28th are the actual dates of the Democratic Convention. And I want people to know that I also volunteered in 2000 when Ed Rendell asked me. I volunteered to court the media for 6 months ahead of the Republican National Convention, which was in Philly, because he had tried to get both conventions. He only got the Republicans. And I thought, well, when will there ever be a national presidential convention in Philadelphia again? So I got very involved and got to attend parties and meet all the Republican leaders. And I was even seated about 6 feet away from George W. Bush when he was giving his acceptance speech. But then I thought, these people around me who are big donors, they may notice that I'm not clapping. I think I better leave. So I sneaked out quietly, and my seat was taken instantly, you know.
Well, the last time both conventions, and I think the only time both conventions were here was in 1948.
Right.
At the Civic Center. And we had both conventions that year. And of course, the Republican National Convention in 2000. It's very different now, mainly because of technology and the engagement that can foster among all constituents. But Philadelphia will be shining proud that week. We're very excited about having the convention. The economic impact will be amazing.
Well, it's going to be, the convention itself will be at the Wells Fargo Center down in South Philly. But there are also going to be simultaneous meetings or broadcasts
all
at
over
the
the city.
convention center and probably some other sites as well.
All over the city. And I think people will find Philadelphia ablaze that week with activity. And as you know, we had a very successful papal visit in September of 2015, but it's not going to be quite like that, where the the public events will be kind of sectioned off for people. I think people will move around a lot more easily. But
we won't close as many streets for the Democrats as we close for the Pope.
But the awareness of Philadelphia and the showcasing of Philadelphia in September with the papal visit, with international publicity, just was off the charts.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau works very closely with the mayor, correct?
Correct. Yes, we've tried to advance his mission in economics and in certainly creating jobs and economic impact in Philadelphia.
And who's the head currently of the Convention and Visitors Bureau?
We have a new president, Julie Coker Graham, and she just took the helm.
Oh, just.
January 1st.
Yeah.
Jack Ferguson retired, and he had an amazing career in hotels and at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now Julie is leading it. She had a long career at Hyatt and has been with us really for 5 years prior to that, but she is now the president. Very strategic, very driven, and is a great face for the Bureau. She's also the first African-American woman president of a CVB in the country.
Terrific.
Yeah.
CVB stands for Convention and Visitors Bureau. We like to throw around these acronyms, but Convention and Visitors Bureau. But now, Merrill Levitz has been a long-time person who's been encouraging tourism as well. But her agency recently changed names, and it's now called what? Visit
Philly.
Visit Philly.
Yes, and they are catering to the leisure tourist audience. They do an amazing job. They have a very vibrant website, and so if you are visiting Philadelphia with your family, even if you're coming for a convention, you want to come early, stay late, and you're bringing family members, you're coming for family and friends visits, whether it's to colleges or just to visit Philadelphia, it's a great resource, and we work closely with them.
And I'm sure that every nonprofit like the Franklin Institute, the National Constitution Center, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Barnes Foundation, the Rodin Museum, they're all on your list, right?
They're all great attractions that we use to sell Philadelphia. in my market, the medical meetings, we compete fiercely with other cities to win that business because it's a very coveted market. Certainly those conventions that bring tens of thousands of people here create a lot of jobs in the hospitality community. In Philadelphia, 53,000 jobs are in the hospitality community.
53,000?
Yes, and they employ people across the board in the neighborhoods
Wow.
and in the suburbs. And these kinds of conventions, why they're important, they feed the hospitality industry. And if you can believe it, half of the meetings that come here are somehow medically related or healthcare related.
Half of them?
Yes, it's a huge market, and there's emerging meetings all the time because of the evolving landscape of healthcare and all of the amazing things that are going on in Philadelphia with research. And
Mental health is a big draw also. I know the American Psychiatric Association
they've been here. Yeah.
and the psychologists like to come here. And then there are other conventions that deal with happiness and wellness and mental health.
We would welcome them all,
Yeah,
whether it's 10 room nights or 10,000 room nights, and I'm talking about hotel room nights that they
Yes.
consume that keep our hotels filled and our convention center vibrant. In fact, the Healthcare Convention Exhibitors Association, known as HCEA, puts out a top 50 medical meetings list every year. And of those top 50, Philadelphia has hosted at least 32 of them. And probably about 8 of them will never be able to come here because they're either too big or they go to the same location every year. And then that leaves us another dozen or so to go after. And we have an amazing sales team at the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau that's divided up into territories and by size of conventions. I work closely with them. Once that convention is booked, it's turned over to our Convention Services Department, which is an award-winning department for concierge services. So we make sure that everything that they need is fulfilled and that they have a great experience so that they'll come back again.
Are you tied in with like the Philadelphia Flower Show in some way, or the automobile show, or other major conventions?
They're considered consumer shows at the Pennsylvania Convention Center,
Yeah.
but they are events that put Philadelphia on the map. I mean, we're the largest flower show. The automobile show was so well attended, so those kinds of events have Philadelphia standing out. And you mentioned some of our attractions in Philadelphia, like the Franklin Institute, like the Barnes Foundation. They're medically related attractions, so
Oh, sure. The heart has been on display. You can walk through a heart and learn so much, the Franklin Institute, but they have other medical exhibits from time to time as well.
They do, and we promote those to people who are coming here. You can also have companion events here because when a large citywide convention comes to Philadelphia, they often have, off-site events for their board, for different segments, for different chapters, or, just a welcome party or a farewell party, and we promote those venues because think of no other city except Philadelphia has something like the Barnes Foundation, and that has a great medical story. As you know, Dr.
Sure.
Albert Barnes developed a drug called Ardurol that went into the eyes of every newborn at the turn of the 20th century. And that is how he made his fortune, to collect the art. And he became friends with William Glackens at Central High School, and they started collecting art together. And then, of course, he has amassed one of the most incredible collections in the world.
Incredible collection.
And nobody has that except Philadelphia.
That's true. Unbelievable. And now they've got the Picasso exhibition running there.
Yes, we're very excited about that.
Which is amazing because they just took a sliver. The guest curator, Simonetta Fratelli, Simonetta took just 1912 to 1924 during World War I and put together 50 different pieces by Picasso, and it showed how he was experimenting not just with Cubism, but going back to Romanticism, Naturalism. It's just incredible, and sometimes the two of them collide in one painting. It's a fabulous, fabulous exhibit. It's going to be there, I think, through May.
Well, in Philadelphia, we're very proud to have the Barnes Foundation. It attracts people from all over the world. And we have other things that go on. In April, for example, citywide science festival that's produced by the Franklin Institute. And they have a carnival day on the Parkway. And it's just an amazing event. They engage everyone in science. And I partner with an organization called iPraxis. And they do an event every year called iFunction, which they have scienteers come to the classrooms.
What's a scienteer?
A scienteer is a volunteer scientist. They have these amazing people that work with middle schoolers in West Philadelphia that get them interested in science and work with them on their projects, and they showcase them. And then when they graduate from this program, they get lab coats. It's amazing. So to engage middle schoolers in science, middle school is just such a tough age. You can go either way, you know, with your path in life. So it's life altering for them to get interested in science and pursue it. And I've been to some of their graduation ceremonies, and I see these young girls, you know, at middle school age.
You read my mind, because I was thinking about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And the focus is to get girls to realize that they too can be involved in all of those, because they don't just have to do home economics, which is what they used to do in my day, you know.
Well, I know I've been at these graduation ceremonies, and I see these girls in their lab coats that they've earned, and I say, that looks good on you. You keep that. So.
Now let's go back to get your rear in gear. Let's put up the information on the screen where people can call or can Google getyourrearingear.com/Philadelphia, or call 856-371-9238. And Maria Grasso will be eternally grateful if you sign up a team and pay to join the run on April 3rd.
Yes, and if you're not available, you can certainly donate. But Maria has done an amazing job with this over the 8 years. It started out with a couple of hundred runners in 2009, and last year was over 4,000 runners.
4,000.
And they're ahead in registration as the awareness builds. So does her event. It's the largest awareness event in the Philadelphia region, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. And it is part of the Colon Cancer Coalition, which is a national organization based in Minnesota. And they have several Get Your Rear in Gears around the country, but Philadelphia is the largest.
Well, that's always nice to hear.
Yeah.
It's nice when Philadelphia stands out as the top, the best.
It is. It's a wonderful area. And if you're in this region and you are involved with colon cancer, if you've been impacted by it in any way, whether it's a loved one or a friend, or you've been a caregiver, or even an advocate of cancer in general, this is a wonderful event to be involved with. And March is National Colon Cancer Awareness Month. Last Friday was National Dress in Blue Day for colon cancer, and our mayor, Jim Kenney, wore a blue tie and tweeted that, and to make everyone aware, as did the Office of the City Representative and several other organizations. So building the awareness is first. Making the changes in your lifestyle is certainly at the top of the list. And again, remembering that early screenings save lives. If there is one talking point to take away from March in National Colon Cancer Awareness Month, it's early screenings save lives. And it's a cancer that not everybody likes to talk about either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because, you know, it's sensitive, but often it's the woman in someone's life that can encourage her boyfriend, her significant other, a family member, a father, a brother, to go and get screened.
You have such passion for so many good causes, Bonnie. Did you ever think of running for political office? I would vote for you. I would nominate you.
Thank you.
I would
love
run your
Philadelphia.
campaign.
Oh, that's awesome. Bonnie and Bonnie. Now, I love Philadelphia. I think we have so much to offer, you know, and
But you never thought of running for a political office?
No, I enjoy what I do. I'm actually exposed to some of the most amazing things with young scientists and research, and some of the things that are being done out there that are on the horizon to really change something like the Face of Cancer. Like the American Association for Cancer Research is headquartered right here in Philadelphia. They are the scientific partner of Stand Up to Cancer. They are amazing in their research and the work that they do, and they're also a partner of Get Your Rear in Gear.
But you also work very closely with elected officials. Can you tell us who some of the champions are who help you raise awareness about breast cancer, colon cancer, etc.?
Well, keeping the elected officials informed is our job. It's everyone's job. And as long as they know what's going on, they are the champions. Of course, they're going to be the champions. An awareness month like this saves lives. What goes on at these conventions and meetings, when they're talking about the medical advancements, whatever discipline they're in, whether it's oncology or diabetes or whatever discipline it is, what goes on at those meetings behind closed doors at the Pennsylvania Convention Center when they meet here affects the lives of everyone in the region.
I've been to a few of those conventions, the opening sessions, and usually the mayor of Philadelphia comes to welcome them.
Yes.
And maybe Governor Tom Wolf, now that he's dealing with prostate cancer, maybe he'll be coming to some of these conventions to welcome them as well.
And he often does. They were both, well, not Mayor Kenny, but when Mayor Nutter was in office, Mayor Nutter and Governor Wolf came to welcome the Bio Convention. You know, the Bio Convention will be back in Philadelphia in 2019, and we're very excited about that. They signed on right away. But their tagline is Feed, Fuel, and Heal the World. And that's what they discuss at these meetings. And that's what impacts you and me and everyone on the ground.
So you won't find Bonnie Grant's name on the ballot on April 26th, but you'll keep her in mind.
Yes,
and Maria Grasso, she's just remarkable. I remember going to one of her the launch sessions that you and Maria had a couple of years ago, where you had Lynn Scher,
yes,
who's a Lower Merion native and has written a lot of books.
And a survivor.
And a survivor. Yeah, she was terrific.
Yeah. Maria is a Mount Laurel, New Jersey resident, and I know that this work is extremely rewarding for her. So she couldn't do anything about the actual loss of two people that she loved in her life, but she turned it into something very positive and moving forward to try to make a difference for other people, to get educated, to get screened.
Is this what she does full time, or does she have a paying job? And then
she works with me at the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is also a sponsor of the event. Maria is, a national sales director. She brings a lot of citywide conventions here, including the American Heart Association. She worked on that for a long time.
That's a biggie.
And they are coming here in 2019, the first time in Philadelphia for their annual scientific sessions. So that's one of the biggest wins Philadelphia has ever had.
Oh, that's fantastic. Who funds the Convention and Visitors Bureau?
Well, we are funded by hotel tax, and that is the primary source of our funding. You know, we have other sources of revenue. We're a membership organization. The members pay dues, and a lot of the members are service providers to these conventions, so they have business opportunities.
Okay. Our guest today has been Bonnie Grant, who's the Executive Director of the Philadelphia Life Sciences Division of the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau, and she and I are urging people to get involved with Get Your Rear in Gear, which is a fundraising walk, run, all kinds of activities scheduled for April 3rd, because Easter comes March 27th, so
we're marching on into April.
So we hope to see people at that walk, and we'll see everybody next week.